Okay, so semua dah ready Jadi kita mulakan perjumpaan hari ini dengan sambungan daripada lecture minggu lepas. Right? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Right. So last week kita belajar tentang array. This time yang ni pun saya nak sambung lagi dengan array. So in this array, last array kita deal dengan numbers, right? Kita terima program itu menerima data dalam bentuk nombor, right? So in this week kita ada beberapa juga data. Okay, so as you can see here, so hari ni saya ada sediakan 4 examples here. Okay, today we will like to do a programming based on these 4 examples. Okay, as you can see here, this is 4 examples. Let's say you have this table. Inside this table, you have data that consists of numbers. Okay, this the highlighted cell here is filled in with the numbers. But some of the data that you will deal in the program is in a form of characters, which is for example like this. This is the name of a person. Okay, this is the name of maybe task. Okay, so this is the name or description of the task, and maybe this is the name of the person. Okay, last week we deal with numbers. Okay, the program deal with numbers. So now I would like to show you to do the programming. Okay, by using array, how to deal the input with numbers like this, and also characters like this. Okay, so last week we will have only one input. Satu input ke? Alright, kita bukan terima satu input. I mean that, okay, last week the example is based on this. Last week example. Okay, input kita adalah seperti ini. Let's say you allocate for 10 columns like this, and each column will have data like this. Let's say the user can enter data okay, begini, right? So this is if you have the table like this, if you have a data like this, okay, data like this is inside this numbers that will be entered by the user. Okay, as you can see here, this table consists of one row. Okay, this table consists of one row and 1, 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 columns. Okay, so this is the example of a table that has one row and 10 columns, and the data that's stored inside the table is, okay, data type here ialah, as you can see here, the number is a whole number. Okay, it's a whole number, which is we can consider based on this data, it is integer type. Okay, so we can for this program we can say that this program will have an array that will store integer number. Okay, array that store integer number with up to 10 data. Okay, so let's say we want to have this, want to design the program for this last week program. And let's say all the data inside this is represent by data that store in the variable name score. Okay, let's say the array here store the data for score. Okay, alright. Jadi, so we can have a program. Let's say this is the program for it's on last week. It's not last week. Kita buka kat sini nama program ni ialah. Okay, this is program A. Let's say this is the program A. The program A will have an array named an array, an integer type array. Okay, an integer type array that receive up to 10 data. Okay, right? So when you have this, you know that the number of column will be 10, which is the size of the array is 10. So let's say I give the name of array. The name of array is score, right? So this is score. All the this array is named as score, and it store the data that received from the keyboard, right? So how to do this? So you provide the skeleton first. Okay. Right. So after you provide the skeleton, then save the date. Save. So this is program A.cpp because I want to use C++ language, so the extension will be .cpp. Okay, so now we can provide the code here. So in order to receive code, to receive data and store it into the array. Okay, this is maybe the algorithm. First is to read array data and store read array data, and then if you want to check whether the data is already stored in the array or not, so you can display the data side the array, ataupun display all elements of array. Okay. So how to read data for the array? As we can recall last week, right? So this is the array, right? So each column here represent by the index, right? So the index will start with 0. Okay, each index here is start with 0, right? Followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Meaning that the last index will be the size minus 1. Okay, so all the index can be as all the elements here. Okay, this is the element. So everybody can get me. The orange is the element, while the white column here is white arrow here is the index. So the index is used to access the uh, the the elements for each location. Okay. So how to represent the elements? How to represent the index is by using the angle bracket. Okay, so this is the data that we want to have in our array score. Okay, this is the element. Okay, this is the element that we want to store. Okay, this is represent elements. This will represent the index of the array. Okay. Right. So how to read the data from the keyboard and store in the array is by using cin. Okay, we must use cin, right? So cin followed by the name of the array. In this case, I state here that the name of array is score. So I will let the program receive score. Let's say if you want to use read, this is by using sequential approach, sequential structure. Okay, let's say you want to have by using sequential structure. Okay, so if you want to store it in the first element here, you have to indicate the index like this, 0. Okay, because the index is 0, provide the name. Okay, this is to read the data. Enter 10 integer numbers. Okay. This is the instruction to the user to enter the integer numbers. Once the user enter the integer number, it will restore to the first element of the array score. Okay. So if I want to store at all elements here, so by using sequential structure, so you have to repeat this instruction for 10 times, 9 times. Okay, this is 1, is 2, this is 3. Okay, 1 meaning here, right? 2 meaning it will be stored inside here. Okay, and 3 will be here. It will store in this location. Right? So see, this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and okay. So this will be 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Right? There is no 10 because the last element is represent or is stored inside the index 9. Okay. So because it starts with 0 or must end with n minus 1. So here uh, I will declare the declaration. Okay, this is the integer type of array. So integer score with the size of size 10, and I want to initial all value with 0. Okay, so here I will state that the size will be represented by this value 10. Okay, the size here is represented by the value of 10 here. So as you can recall also last week, okay, if you do the declaration outside the function, meaning that this is the global declaration. Okay, this is a type of global variable. Okay, and when you do the declaration of variable inside the function, so this is what we call, this is category of local variable. Okay, right. So what is the difference between the global and local variables is the global variable will be recognized by all the function inside the program, while in the local variable, for local variable, okay, this local variable will be only recognized by that by the function. Okay, for example, let's say score is declared inside the main, so meaning that score variable here only recognized by the main function, right? So right, jadi let's say I want to produce the output. So the output right? So I will, if using sequential structure, you will have like this. You can have 10 lines of CL. This. Okay. So it seems like the code is ready. So we can compile. Okay, please look at this window to make sure that the program has no error here. Okay, no error, then you can do the execution. So the execution, okay, state that enter 10 integer is represented by this line. Okay, line 14. Line 14 will be displayed here. So now, okay, this is the blinking cursor, meaning that it start to receive it wait to receive inputs from the user. Okay, so it is expected that the program will allow me to input for nine numbers. Okay, so this is the first. Let's say I want to store like this value. Okay, so plus 3.5 plus 98 90 189 and 50. Right? So when I press enter should be, it will go to this part, this line 27 to line 38. Okay. So we press the enter. So it will display the value. Okay, the value it seems cannot be it's hard to read. Okay, because this is 10, 12, 34, 12, 56, 78, 90, 189 and 50. It seems correct, but it's hard to read. So this is the where you need to spend your time to do the formatting. Let's say I would like to have all the numbers in one line. Okay, like this in one line, and each element is separated by one space. So maybe I need to do some modification here, right? So for each line, produce one tab. Okay, I want to have one tab. So it will provide a space between the elements. Okay, it will provide space between elements. Right, so compile again and run again. So try to enter the same data. And 50. Okay, so now the output is easy for you to read, right? So this is what we call formatting. Okay, we have the previous one, the previous execution. We have the correct output, but it's not easy for us to read the output. So you need to do the some formatting here so that you can read the output easily. Okay. So this is the way you provide the code by using sequential. So this is the by using sequential structure. Okay. Going to have the code here. Right. Okay, but so okay, but now what if I want to have, because as you can see here, when I need to have 10 integers by using sequential, I need to repeat the same code for 10 times. Here 10 times. But if you have more than 10 integers, let's say the size can receive up to 100. Okay, it's impossible for you to have this line of code for 100 times. So for you to overcome this problem, so you can use repetition, right? So let's say we still do it for the size of array for 10, okay, but now the approach is by using repetition. Okay, so how to do that? By using the repetition. Okay, you know about the three types of repetition, which is do while, and also for loop. Okay, for the array we will use for loop. Why? Because array has a fixed number of elements, so that you can use for loops. Okay, because this is because the repetition will be this code will be repeated for fixed number of uh, instructions. Okay, so for example here, so this is 10 times, so I put it here, the index. Okay, so the index will start with 0. Okay, so the looping will stop at not more than the size. Okay, and the index will be updated by +1. So right, so this is the inside for. So just provide only one code here, one line of code, and remove all this. Okay, the number here is actually represented by the index. So this is the index. Okay, so change here to index. Okay, so you have shorter codes for read the data, right? So repeat the same thing for to produce the output. So we have this. Okay, and I want to have this. Okay. Since the number here is represented by is representing the index, so I state here index, right? So this is the code that we develop by using repetition structure. Okay, by using for. So let's say we want to have, okay, want to run this code. Before run, you need to build. Right, so here it states that my code has one error at line 15, this one, okay, and also another error at line 24. It states here the index was not declared in this code, so forgot to declare the index here. So the index is the data type, so is integer type, so I declare it as an integer, int, and the index, right? So build again and run. Okay, for the testing, maybe you can input any numbers, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so it still can produce you the same output. Okay, with different approach of writing the code, you can have the same output. Okay, let's say you want to enter the data, same as in this example. Okay. So, run again. 10, 12, 12, 56, 78, 90, 100, 89, and 50. So enter to get the output. So you will get the same output. Okay, same output as previous, but with different approach of writing the code. Okay, in here we write the code by using repetition structure. Right. Do you have any questions so far? Ada soalan?
Tak ada madam.
Boleh Jadi repeat je apa yang last week. Right? Okay, what does it mean by this line of code? The line 12 is actually you initialize all elements in the array as 0. Okay, maknanya masa mula ni, okay, sebenarnya dia adalah kosong. Okay. What happened is when line 12 is executed. Okay, in line 12 is actually all these elements is 0. Okay, right? So in this line 12 is actually all elements is 0. But when you when the program execute line 19, okay, line 19, okay, all the elements will be stored with this value, okay, that provided by the user. Right. So this is when you deal with number. Right. Let's see the example for example 3. In this example 3, okay, in this example 3, I have name of person. Okay, name of person. So let's say this is the name of person. Okay, this name of person, as you can see here, this is the name here is formed by character. Okay, it's formed by character. Huruf lah. Okay, it's a formed by character. Right? So for name here is actually it will have more than one character. Okay. Okay, to form a name here, it needs more than one character. If it
Madam,
needs more,
saya
Ya.
punya kau pula tak ada dictionary untuk IOStream lah.
Tak ada. Kenapa?
Tak tahu. Dah install ikut macam dia lah.
Tak ada.
Tapi tadi buat dia cakap error sebab tak ada IOStream tu, tak ada dekat dictionary dia.
Sepatutnya ada. Boleh Amir yang ada masalah sekarang ni. Amir, boleh buka yang lain dulu? Pakai online compiler dulu ke?
Yes, yang macam semalam macam
Yang
last week. Okay.
Sebab nak troubleshoot tu ambil masa sikit tu.
Okay.
Jadi kita kita buat dululah apa yang berdasarkan apa yang ada. Baik, maknanya guna online dululah.
Okay.
Alright.
Madam.
So, cuma ada beza sikit lah Amir kalau you guna online. Sebab setiap satu ni dia ada berbeza cara kod. Untuk yang program A ni, yang ni boleh, saya dah test, yang ni boleh run dekat online. Okay, online compiler dengan code blocks. Okay, while for this one, this example 3, ni I'm not sure. Saya test dekat code blocks. Kalau you dah masuk dekat online compiler kan, nanti you tengok adakah kod yang saya tulis ni boleh run dekat online compiler you.
Yang nombor 3 ni madam.
Example 3.
Okay.
Okay. Sebab example 1, the program A, we still deal with the input with integer number, meaning that the nums, the number. Okay. But now we want to deal input with character. Okay. So go back to this part, this example 3. In this example 3, as you can see here, this is the name of the person. Okay, in order to create the name, we need more than one character in order to form one name. Okay, so here, in order for to form name of Amir here, we need 4 characters. Okay, so name is actually is formed by more than one character. Okay. In order to have Amir here, we require 4 characters. Okay. Manakala untuk nama Aiman kat sini, kita perlukan 5 characters. Okay. While Nazifa, we need 2, 4, 6 character. For Sundus is 2, 4, 6 characters. And to form Zaid, so this is 4 characters. Okay. If we only have one character, let's say A like this. This is 1 character. So this one, when you have only 1 character, maybe it will not give any interpretation for the data. Okay, but if you have more than 1 character, maybe you can know, okay, this is the name of a person. All right. So if you have more than 1 character, this is what we call string. Okay, this is what we call string. So how to have a string in our program? Okay, before we go to the string, maybe we can start with the character. Okay, to develop a program for character. Let's say this is the example 3A. Okay, while the name here is actually, this is the example 3B. Okay, now I want to have a program for example 3A. Right. Okay, you can have new program. Sorry, new file. Okay, by pressing this new file and provide the empty file here. Okay, then provide the skeleton first. Okay, then, okay. So my skeleton is ready here. Right, so now I want to save it. Okay, and name this file as program example 3a dot cpp, because this is the C++ programming. If you didn't put .cpp here, what will happen? Okay, by default, it will save it as .c. .c meaning that the program will have, will recognize the program as a C programming language. Okay, so it must be .cpp because we want to use the library of C++. Right? So save. Right now, okay, let's say this, I would like to have this example to have this example 3a. Okay, to receive a character. Let's say I state here this program receive a character as input. Receive a character as input. Okay. So how to do that? So this is my algorithm. First is to read a character. Then okay, I will do the display the input, the data, okay, of character type, child type. Okay, so I'll prompt the user to enter a character. Okay, and then the program needs to read the character. So let's say this A is actually the initial. Okay, is initial. So I will store the character inside the initial variable. Right? So in order to display, okay, so this is the output. Right? So I will ask the program to provide the output of the data stored in the initial. Okay. So, okay. Okay, if you see that these two button is not active, okay, it's in active mode, it's not active mode, meaning that the execution window is still open. So so you need to close this. Okay, make sure you close, then it will active the button. It will activate the button. Okay, after you perform the codes here, okay, so this is my full code for program example 3a, which is this program receive a character and display it. Okay, so build state that I have one error here. Okay, one error here. So this is the location of my error. It states that initial was not declared in this scope. So this is the initial. So I need to declare this variable. So I declare here initial, and this initial is actually child type. Okay, child type. So this is the local variable of initial. Okay, so build again. So make sure you get 0 error, and then you can execute. So let's say enter a character. I want to have A there. Okay, so press the enter. So the output is A. Okay, since the output cannot, it's not easy for us to observe the output. So maybe you need to do some formatting. Okay, let's say what you want to format. Let's say you need to provide a new line before the enter here. So meaning that before enter here, you need to provide a new line. So meaning that this is to provide a new line. Okay, the formatting. Let's say output A will be a new line. So you can have here new line. Okay, so run again to see whether you get the correct your expected output. Okay, let's say in my design. Okay, so this is the in the NDL, so the enter is on a new line. So I give the value there. Okay, let's say V, and the output is after that, and the V is after that. Okay, so I get the correct my expected format. Okay, if I want to have separation between the read and also the display, so I may maybe provide another new line. Okay, so ini right, dapatlah macam ni. Okay, bahagian ni adalah untuk read, so bahagian ni adalah untuk output. So this is the program to show you to receive one input, one character. What happen if you use the program, the same program, but to receive more than one character like this, Amir. Okay, let's say you bagi Amir kat situ, right? So what will be the output? So press the enter. You will only get A because the initial here, okay, the initial variable here is declared to have only one character. Okay, so if you declare as like this, okay, even though you put more than one character, then your program will only output only one character, the first character. Okay, so how to do that? How to receive more than one character is by using string. Okay, string is actually a definition of a collections of more than one character. Okay, string is a collection of more than one character. Okay, so in the case, let's say so I stop this one and open new program, new file. Okay, do you have any question based on program example 3A before we proceed to 3B? Ada soalan?
No, madam.
Boleh faham Nazifah?
Faham.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, I show you how to do the program to receive more than one character. Okay, so this is the program for example 3B. Okay, this program is to receive and display display name lah, name of a person. Okay, kita target satu nama je dulu. Okay, kita target nama ni dulu lah. Okay, untuk dipaparkan dan dimasukkan sebagai input. Right, so for the first step mesti buat skeleton dulu. Okay, this is the skeleton of this program. Okay, so this is written here. Right, so this is the skeleton of the program. Okay, then let's say I want to provide the algorithm. So this is the simple program, which is it will receive the name of a person. Okay, and it will display, this program will display the name of the person. Okay, so okay, now before we proceed, we need to save the file. This is the file of program 3B, for example 3B.cpp. Save. Right. So now provide the code. Okay. So all the names, the name of the person will be input by the user. So we need to provide the prompt. The prompt. Okay. To ask the user enter name of a person, one person. Okay. So let's say this name, okay, will be stored inside a variable that I call it as a name. Okay, so all this name will be stored inside the name P. Name lah. So name P. Alright. So this name P should receive more than one character. Right? So now we will display the name. Okay. Say macam ni. So saya kata see out name dia. Right? Okay, so build. Okay, this needs my program have one error here because I will not declare name P. So I'll do the local declaration, local variable here. Okay, name P. Name P will receive more than one character, which is this is a string. Okay. Right, so the data type for name P is string. Since we want to use string variable here, so I will need to include the string library. Okay. So build. Okay, now zero error and run. Okay. So the input is the name for the person is Amir. So enter. So name of the person is Amir. Okay. So by using string here, okay, it overcome the previous problem. Okay, the previous problem only receive one character, but this program can receive more than one character. So it can, by having more than one character, it can form an information. So in this case, the information is about the name of the person. Okay. So far, any question? Did you try it?
Oh, dah boleh medium.
Boleh tak, Amir?
Tadi salah sebab tak letak dot dekat save.
Oh ya? .cpp tu yang tertinggal. Betul. Kalau you tertinggal .cpp tu, dia tak boleh panggil iostream. Dia panggil C punya library, which is stdio. Okay. Jadi bila you try masuk iostream tu, yang dia tak bagi compile tu. So sekarang dah okay So kalau dah okay. Alright. So you get the same output dengan saya punya? Ke saya laju sangat Saya rasa
Dapat.
Dapat
Madam, saya
Kenapa?
pun tak boleh boot pun.
Tak boleh apa? View?
Tak boleh nak.
Kenapa Sekejap. Boleh share screen? Sekejap, saya kena stop share screen. Mana sekejap, kat sini. Stop presenting. Okay, Nazifah, try share you punya screen. Kita tengok. Tak boleh build. Dia tak build lagi. Yes. Build dulu.
Saya tekan tak.
Tak function.
Uh-uh.
Compiler buat tak? Ada masukkan compiler tak?
Masuk compiler, tak sure.
Cuba tengok kat setting.
Setting.
Atas tu ada setting.
Okay.
Lepas tu tengok compiler. Scroll ke bawah. Sepatutnya. Sekejap. Atas lagi. Okay. Klik dekat 1, 2, 3, 4 tekuk. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Yang keempat.
4 ni.
Jangan buat dua-dua. Satu je.
Oh, satu
yang
je.
keempat saja.
Okay.
Cakap okay. Try okay. Sudah. Ni.
Okay. Dah ke tu?
Dah, sepatutnya dah. Tapi dia tak tahu apa-apa. Yes?
Yes.
Dia tak ni.
Uh-uh.
Okay. Yang ni sebab Macam mana nak cakap? Ni tadi nampak dia tak ada compiler. Jadi that's why dia tak compile pun. Jadi cuba Nazifah copy balik benda ni. Buka file baru. Save balik. Kejap. Patutnya masa awal-awal itu. Awal-awal rasanya. Close. Copy dulu benda ni sebab malas nak type balik kan. Copy, save dekat tempat lain dulu ke, dekat notepad ke. Okay, tutup yang ni, pergi file, close, pergi file, close. Pergi file, close, file,
Ya, madam.
yes, close file,
Okay.
yes. Okay, close. Pergi ke file, kejap, saya rasa,
Close.
yes, close. Tak payah save lah.
Tak ya. Okay.
Nazifah pergi je quit. File to quit.
Okay.
File and quit. Yes lah. Okay.
Lepas tu buka balik.
Try buka balik. Tengok. Kalau buka balik, lepas tu try setting dia punya compiler. Tengok. Compiler dia masih compiler yang dah di-click tak tadi. Aiman boleh follow tak tadi?
Boleh, madam.
Okay. Pergi ke setting. Nazifah net setting.
Setting.
Compiler.
Okay.
Okay, dia dah ada. Alright, okay.
Okay.
Buka satu file. Kan ada error kat bawah.
Tu. Saya buka pun memang ada error macam tu.
Okay, Nazifah, you ada install compiler tak?
Tak ada.
Dia bukan, sepatutnya ada dua software you install. Satu CodeBlocks, satu lagi nama dia MinGW installer.
Saya install yang ni je. Kena install dua-dua
Ya, sebab kalau you install CodeBlocks saja, dia tak ada compiler. Tu yang tadi ada error kat bawah tu.
Okay.
Dia kata you punya ni tak ada compiler. So sebab tu bila you klik yang tadi tu pun dia still tak functioning. Jadi you kena install WinGW installer. Dalam video yang saya bagi tu dia ada tunjuk semua.
Okay.
Nanti follow yang tu. So untuk yang ni rasanya Nazifah kena guna online compiler dululah.
Okay. Okay.
Alright. Okay, so Amir dah dapat apa macam yang saya, Amir, Aiman, Sundus dan Zaid. Did you get the same output as my program here? Nazifah dia yang tak dapat sebab Nazifah dia ada masalah compiler dia. Yang lain dapat?
Saya dapat.
Okay, Amir dapat. Aiman? Aiman dapat tak? Dapat tak output yang sama? Sundus?
Sekejap, madam.
Sundus, do you get the same output as mine? Zaid?
Madam,
Ha,
apa function
Ya.
execution time tu?
execution time ni. Ini menunjukkan berapa cepat program awak di diproses oleh you punya processing.
Oh, tak ada apa-apa pun kan?
Ada. Dia akan menunjukkan setiap teknik yang awak pakai tu berapa laju dia proses. Contohnya saya bagi contoh. Yang ni tadi kita design dia guna sequential structure. Kita comparekan, kita bandingkan dengan repetition structure. Mana yang paling lagi cepat? Okay. Sekejap, saya kena simpan dulu. Okay, dah ada. Right. So let's say saya execute ni. Right. So this one. Okay. So let's say so execution time dia adalah 10.69 saat. 962 saat kan. So saya boleh kata kat sini. The first ni adalah how about the second one? Using repetition structure. Okay, yang ni execution time dia 8.723 saat. So mana paling laju? So you can compare. The sequential structure takes 10.6 11 second, almost 11 second. The repetition structure approach takes about 9 second. Okay, itu bahagian tu je. Bahagian ni sahaja ambil 9 second. Yang ni pula bahagian yang sama tapi guna sequential structure ambil 11 second. So different techniques of writing the code will give you different execution time. Lagi cepat, lagi pendek execution time tu menunjukkan lagi bagus program awak. Okay?
Okay, faham itu.
Kalau you deal dengan hardware, kan, deal dengan hardware, nanti bila you naik tahun 4 nanti you dah mula deal dengan hardware, the programming and the hardware. So dia akan tanya berapa cepat awak punya output akan keluar dekat let's say dekat LCD. So itu bergantung pada teknik awak menulis kod tu. Okay, kalau lagi lambat, orang tak boleh tunggu lah lama-lama. Macam you dekat ATM machine kan, kenapa orang ni lama sangat ni? Awak tak boleh tunggu dah. Kenapa dia lama? Sedangkan nak keluarkan duit je pun. Kan? So dia bergantung juga daripada cara kod tu dibuat. So dia akan mempengaruhi masa. Okay? So that lagi cepat kod yang you lagi cepat, lagi bagus teknik yang you apply dalam ni, lagi cepat dia punya execution time. Kita tak boleh tunggu lama. Sifat manusia kan kurang sabar. Okay. So Nazifa, you dah ready dengan online compiler ke? Nazifa ada kesian.
Dah madam, dah.
Dah Okay, so you get the same output?
Ya.
Okay. So now, okay, saya pergi yang tadi about this one. So hopefully you are clear with this example 3A and also example 3B. Okay, now I want to move to example 4. Okay, for example here, in this example 4, the difference is between this word to this word, there is a space between them. So this space is actually called as a space between word. Space between words is called white space. So in this case, it has one white space here. For this example pun dia ada one white space, and this example pun have one white space. Okay, let's see the name. We go to this based on name. Okay, let's say you have let's say my name Zarina Tukiran. Okay, between my name and this Zarina and this word Tukiran, it also has one white space. Okay, here it has one white space. This example. If I put it like this, Zarina 20 Tukiran. Okay. Now in this example, I have how many white space? 1 and 2. 2 white space. Okay. So what is the relationship of this white space to the program? Let me show you. Okay, this is the code that we have just now to receive the name of the person. This is actually program example 3B tadi kan. Right. This example 3B tadi kita guna kat sini tadi name B. So this is name B and this is name B. Right. Now let's see Zarina here. Then you have entered Zarina. Okay. Right. What if I want to enter my full name, Zarina Tukiran, by using the same code, the same program. Okay, it's the same program here. I want to write my full name. So what happened in this program? It will not receive any character after the white space. Okay, so this is the problem of the program, right? So the problem of this program, it cannot receive any characters after the white space, right? So how to overcome this problem? So this is how we can overcome this problem. Instead of by using cin here, okay, instead of by using cin here, we change the syntax here by using getLine. Okay, getLine, cin, and the variable. Variable is np. Okay. Ni saya tak ingat sangat dia punya syntax. Kita try. Kalau dia ada syntax error, then nanti kita tengok balik syntax dia macam mana. Okay. Hopefully by having this getLine, right, getLine, so it will provide, it will allow the program to receive the characters after the white space. Tak boleh, salah. Okay, saya kena build. Okay, now build is 0 error and run. So now I will provide my full name. Okay, hopefully by pressing the enter, I will get the full name. Okay, so this is how to overcome the problem. Okay, by using getLine function. The getLine function require you to provide 2 arguments here. Okay, this is cin is actually cin. Okay, receive inputs from the common input device, which is in our case is actually the keyboard, and receive the input to the NMP. Okay, boleh follow ke? Dapat tak?
Dapat.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Right, so maybe you can modify the code so that it can receive all the person in our class. Kat sini ada 5 kan, so maybe you later on after the class, during your free time, maybe you want to this only receive one person name. Okay, if you want to receive more than one person name, how about it? What you need to add in the program? Okay, right. So maybe we can have a short break before we go to this example. Actually, I want to show you this example. Okay, this program. Okay, where you have, let's say, you have like this. Okay, more than one row. Okay, more than one row to enter the data. Okay, so kalau you tengok kat sini, sekejap saya tunjukkan. Early in the morning tadi kita buat yang macam ni. Only one row. Okay, only one row of data. Okay, pagi tadi kita buat yang ni, one row of data that consists of 10 columns. Now, we want to have a program that can receive multiple rows, more than one row of data with multiple columns. Okay, so this is what we call another approach by using, this is what we call multi-dimensional array. Okay, This is multidimensional array. This is we can have 1D, one-dimensional, two-dimensional, three-dimensional, 1D, 2D, 3D. Okay, so for this example one, this is actually 2D array. Okay. Macam mana kita tahu ni 2D array ialah because dia ada this is column, and this is row. Okay, so this is 2D, row and column. If you have 3D, it means that it has row, it has column, and it has depth. Apa ni? X, Y, Z. Right? Dia ada 3 paksi. Okay. In this example, in this morning example is actually, this is one-dimensional array. One-dimensional array. Why only one? Because it only has one column. One row with multiple column. Okay, one row with multiple column. One row with multiple column. This is one-dimensional array. In this case, this is 2D array because it has multiple row and multiple column. Okay. Right. So far kita punya teknologi boleh support berapa D 3D kan? Image yang kita tengok sekarang 3D je kan? So macam tu lah. Kalau 3D nanti kita tak buatlah kod untuk 3D. You tengok kod untuk 2D je dulu. 2D array. Right? So kita rehat dulu for 15 minutes. Come back 9:50. Right? So pergi rehat sekejap lah. Okay, Assalamualaikum.